Hello everybody, this is Chaos with KLC Sports Productions, bringing you game number 4 here in tonight's Clan War. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner here on Star Station, it is going to be oGaming's Tenza. And spawning in the upper left-hand corner, can this Terran player bring it back for Eternal Dreamers? It is going to be Eternal Dreamers Hawaiian Style. So, Tenza poses the question, why is it so cold today? Interesting. Actually... So, the question of the day is, will we see cheese today? Obviously, no early pool coming out of our Zerg player. Obviously, we can see as probably... Yeah, pretty much anything after now is kind of like not a cheese. But, yeah, with no SCV going out, well, it does look like we're going to go ahead and see a normal game. So, Star Station. Very, very interesting map. A very long map. A lot of people, obviously, with all the changes that they made over the last patch, it's now a 2-player map. No more bases over here or over here. Looks like we got some Hawaiian speaketh going on. So I believe both players are Hawaiian. I could be wrong, but you never know. I believe from the chat previously, that's kind of where I get that. We do have an early refinery coming out of Hawaiian style over here. So it does look like he's probably going to be going for a fairly early Reaper to go ahead and get some scouting information on this terribly long map. As we see the first Reaper on its way. There we go. So yeah, TVC on Star Station. Obviously, this map, it's fairly easy to take your natural. Your third base is, I wouldn't say it's easy to take, but it's very, very exposed. You've got all this area. I mean, you know, you got this area, you got this giant area. I mean, it's very easy for the Zerg to get a nice concave around this third base. So obviously the third base is going to be a little bit tricky. Obviously, including over here, you've got 2 very, very big paths for Ling run bys, things like that. So yeah, so we'll have to see how how Hawaiian Style chooses to go ahead and play this map. He's going to go ahead and put down his command center relatively quickly. Well, Tenza has gotten his up. Now, obviously, versus Terran, I guess it's not as critical to get up your speedling as quickly as possible. Obviously, you can delay it a little bit longer. Generally, you see a much quicker 2 or I guess 4 queen to get your queen and then help defend against Hellion red mines and things like that. So, Hawaiian Style getting a fair amount of damage done. As far as unit slots, we only got a single Ling, so pretty much not a whole lot getting done. Now, Hawaiian Style obviously didn't get a whole lot of scouting with that done. He's pretty much only seen the natural, hasn't really gone up and seen what his opponent's got. Doesn't see that there are no gases, which means there is a potential for a very, very quick third. So now that he has gone in there, he's going to probably check on that gas, get a couple of drone kills, which is quite nice. And there comes the 3rd and 4th queen. Looks like tilt. Yeah, so he's got to be very careful not to lose that Reaper, because that's going to be very, very key for scouting in the later stages of the game. But behind this, we do have Factory Hellions coming out, as this pretty much comes out of 99% of Terrans in this matchup. So yeah, so Hawaiian Style playing very comfortably. He will try and get that scouting information of that third. Now, he does see the drone kind of hovering around, so he's going to be pretty comfortable to just sit here and wait for the drone. Might actually be able to kill that drone, which would be a nice little win. Bam! There it goes. And actually get out with the Reaper, so things are looking pretty good. First set of Hellions are on its way. And yeah, so it does look like our first 2 gases are going down for Tenza, which means he'll probably start thinking about heading up and getting his lair, and also throwing down his Roach Warren and first evolution chamber. So, or no, double evo. So yeah, so definitely going to be going for a very, very heavy upgrade style. Going to probably pop down that lair, I would think, fairly soon. That way the lair finishes a little bit after the Roach Warren gets out, and you can start speed really quick. But we got first four Hellions now just kind of chilling out. I'm not sure what that is all about, but so yeah. So it looks like he is going to continue on pumping out something with his factory. Obviously, Widow Mines. Okay, so Widow Mines are actually going to be favoring those Widow Mines as opposed to the tanks. So obviously with the small little nerf that they got, the blast radius of the Widow Mines going down a little bit, he's not going to get quite the effect that tanks would, but obviously still pretty good coming out of Hawaiian style. Minor harassments, no major losses over here with these Hellions, but obviously Hawaiian style does get a pretty good scout on what his opponent's doing. Does see all kind of the trio combo coming out here. Ooh, he's going to lose one of those Hellions right off the bat. Those Roaches getting in there, doing a fair amount of damage to them. And obviously Roaches versus Hellions, pretty good. So we do have our, let's see, five barracks? Yeah, 5 barracks total. So yeah, so basically at this point, Hawaiian style is going to be putting himself into a position to get his production up and start thinking about taking a third. I don't know whether or not he's going to actually shoot for more of a timing, or if he's going to be going for you know, kind of more macro style play, but as of right now, to me it kind of looks like he's, you know, obviously he's preparing for some type of defense that still is not really coming. Obviously Tenza's pretty happily droning up his third, getting up his economy, and putting himself into a really good position to start pumping out units very, very soon here. Now, third command center is going to go ahead and get dropped down here at the third base, so Hawaiian style is definitely looking to be in a good economic position himself. Obviously the third base, excuse me, coming out of Tenza is going to just now finish and is pretty much fully saturated. So yeah, so it looks like a couple of these Hellions going to come in and get more or less denied by this little Roach squad. So Hawaiian style needs to be a little bit careful of how he chooses to move out. Obviously, he's just trying to get a little bit of scouting information. I didn't see that fourth base has gone down, so obviously he needs to be keeping an eye out for you know, those bases, because obviously the more bases he's behind, the further behind he's going to get as the game goes on. So yeah, so tanks are now in production. First tank is coming out, well, second tank is coming out on the way. And Hawaiian style is more or less just kind of chilling out, checking on his opponents, seeing what's up. Widow Mine's going to take out that nice little overseer. Yeah, I'd say both players at this point are playing very passively. Scan going down for Hawaiian style and not really seeing a whole lot, just pretty much seeing the spawning pool and things like that. But as far as scouting coming out of Tenza, he has a nice little changeling in pretty much in the middle of Hawaiian style's army, so he's definitely looking pretty good there, and pretty much has a good feel as far as everything that's going on in Hawaiian style's base. So he's definitely both players are in pretty good positions. As far as units go, I'd say that they're pretty even. I mean, obviously with a very Marauder heavy force, Hawaiian style is going to be in a very good position to do a significant amount of damage to these Roaches if they do choose to engage. But with some Hydralisks to back it up, I think overall it's going to be pretty even. We do have some pretty big drops coming out here. I need to figure out where that is coming from so I can get rid of that. Okay, so no more fun little beeps in the background. So yeah, so it looks like this small little drop is going to go ahead and come out here and try to do damage to this third, but obviously going to get scouted by these well-placed overlords. Obviously the overlords are going to get taken out, but Stem going to come out from Hawaiian style, and this force is more or less going to get met by the entire army of Tenza, and he's going to basically more or less be forced to go ahead and move back. Another scan going down, probably at the main base. Yeah, so pretty much seeing nothing. Doesn't see the Hydra Den. The Hydra Den is actually conveniently here behind the natural, so I'd say overall, Tenza's going to be in a very... Ooh, we got some Roach Hydra drops coming out on the way. Not something you see typically on ladder. Going to be focusing on getting into the main. Now, I guess my question would be is why do a drop when you could do a... I mean, yeah, I guess the majority of the army is sitting out here at the front. If you get into the back, obviously a Nidus Swarm takes a little bit more time and has the potential to get killed by the SCVs if scouted in time. But I'd say overall the drop concept might actually be a little better. Obviously this small little drop did get scouted by Tenza, so he's going to go already have a small little counter force here at the bottom left. So he's already in a really good position. Now the drop, the drop from Tenza's already coming. And we'll have to see how much damage it gets done. Now, it has more or less already been scouted by this turret. Things are coming down, units are dropping, and basically Hawaiian Style just either is going to go for it, or it's going to... Yeah, okay, so Hawaiian Style is going to go ahead and push in here on the 4th base. Obviously, there's nothing mining here, so really this is just buildings lost. And yeah, it does look like Hawaiian Style is going to go ahead and back out here. Units are doing significant amount of damage to Hawaiian Style's base, and I don't think that I think Tenza has done a very, very good job in catching Hawaiian Style's army completely out of position. I mean, he's not choosing to engage the army at all, and I'm really surprised. Okay, Tenza's going to go ahead and try and do a little bit of economic damage as well as start to take down some of these buildings. And it looks like Hawaiian Style is just trying to get up his supply depots and everything, all of his production going. Obviously, what was the 5th base is now going to get targeted down, but tanks are sieging up and do have just enough range to do significant amount of damage to these Hydras, and more or less the entire army of Tenza is going to more or less evaporate. And basically, it's just going to boil down to whether or not... Hawaiian Style's like, crap, you're in my base, what the hey. Yeah, this is a very, very strange game. And Hawaiian Style's going to go ahead and tap out, giving oGaming game number 4, putting them up 3-1. And we will go ahead and get things going into the next game.